Chapter 9. I lay awake night after night during that time of convalescence, hurting at thoughts about Joey. I tried to think of other things, tried to tell myself that of course Lonnie would be able to find Joey, that we'd get things smoothed over, that we'd find a place where we'd be safe and comfortable together. I tried to make plans for our future, Joey's and mine, but it was no good. Memories crowded into me to make me lonely and depressed. I thought of Joey and Howie down at the corner of Randolph and Wabash in Chicago's Loop. Joey singing a little off-key now and then. Howie playing the banjo and grinning at Joey as if they were carefree and well-fed, as if they were just having a lark before they went home to security and a good warm supper. My memories darted here and there, Joey giving me a big wink from the back seat of Charlie's Cadillac, Joey beaming at Emily when he handed her our box of dimes, Joey's eyes blazing at me that last night when he told me I was mean and could go to the devil. Every evening when Lonnie came home, my eyes asked him the same question. I didn't need to put that question into words, and every evening he shook his head, the discouragement he felt showing in his face and the slump of his body. He checked the detention homes. Someone might have discovered that Joey was on his own and have turned him over to the local authorities. He checked with the police in every town within a radius of 50 miles. They hadn't found a trace of Joey. He may have hitchhiked back home, Lonnie speculated one night. There are a lot of trucks leaving here for Chicago. It would have been a smart thing for him to do, and Joey's smart. That just may be the answer. I didn't believe it. I couldn't argue too strongly that Joey still loved me, but somehow I was convinced he was looking for me, that he would have refused to run home like a frightened little boy, admitting he'd broken with me and couldn't make it alone. This was not Joey's way, though for his own safety I might have wished that it was. However, Lonnie was firm about following up every possibility, and so I gave him our home address, and he spent a long time that evening in writing a letter. Janie often helped me out of my dark moods, coming over to see me almost every afternoon. Toward 3 o'clock, I'd listen eagerly for the bang of the front door in the house next to Lonnie's, a bang that meant Janie was home from school. Then a short time later, just the time it took for her to discard her school dress and get into something more to her liking, she would appear slender and agile, in boyish clothes, her pretty hair blowing in the wind. She would come running into the kitchen where I lay, sometimes with hot rolls fresh from Grandma's oven, sometimes with crackers and peanut butter, and we'd eat together and have glasses of milk or the remainder of the morning cocoa that Lonnie left on the stove for us. She made me talk whether I wanted to or not. She wanted to know about my music. She questioned me about the things that had happened to Joey and me since we left home. She wanted to know all about Kitty, about Howie, about Edward C. She would draw up a chair beside my bed, sitting astride it and listening attentively to everything I told her. One afternoon, as she sat beside me, she drummed her fingers thoughtfully on the back of the chair, and when I stopped talking, she was silent too. Then suddenly she slid to the floor and sat cross-legged there, her face on a level with mine. "What did you mean by that remark about earrings the first afternoon we talked together, Josh?" she asked. "I don't know. Just a silly idea," I answered. I'd never mentioned Emily to her. "Come on. You knew someone pretty who wore earrings, didn't you?" "Yeah, but she wasn't a girl like you. She was a woman in the carnival down in Louisiana." "Did you love her, Josh?" I didn't answer right away. Then I said, "In a way, I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe I was just lonely." She made little pleats in the loose end of a blanket that fell on the side of my bed. Then she smoothed out the pleats and made them all over again. "People, boys, that is, don't love girls unless they're pretty, do they, Josh?" "I don't know much about love and girls, Janie, but you don't have to worry about how you look." She was thoughtful for a minute, then she sighed. "I tried on some earrings in the dime store this noon, Josh. I was right. They looked silly on me." She seemed awfully young to me at that moment. I wanted to be kind to her, kind the way Emily had been to me.